I have these magnetic spice holders which I've had for almost 10 plus years, and they work perfectly fine, but they look absolutely gross. They're probably some kind of plastic with a metal coating on them, and I've been just cleaning the inside and making do and ignoring the outside for a very long time. So finally, it's time to give this a makeover because it's really an eyesore, but a very functional piece in my kitchen. The lid has little transparent acrylic rounds. Some of them are really gross, but most of them were good. I separated them by just pushing them slowly inwards, and they came right off. Now, since the metal and the acrylic part is separate, first thing I would do is to wash them thoroughly. And since it's a lot of kitchen grease that it has, I'm going to use some dish soap and some not hot water but warm water to soak these for some time and then scrub them away. For anyone who's been watching my videos for a while, I I know I'm going to repeat myself, but you have to prepare your piece well so that your DIY is durable and looks beautiful. So the washing process took some time, but I ensured that all of the grease and the dust and grime is removed, and then I have a perfectly clean piece, well prepped to get started. I'm going to be spray painting these, so I've covered the lid where the lid closes so that it doesn't get too tight, and of course I've taped the magnetic portion of it. You can see, in spite of all the cleaning, there are scratches on the surface, and I thought that spray painting would work the best. Again, here I have on the lid I have taped the insides so that the spray paint doesn't come in contact with any of the dry goods that I'm going to store inside of it. I am using a chalk finish paint in the color Bubblegum from Cosmos. I'm still not over my pink era, so pink it is going to be. Whenever you're using spray paint, the first thing you do is really shake your spray can vigorously and then spray thin layers um, on your piece with a distance of 12 inches. I did about 3 coats on this because once you spray it, you won't be able to touch it for a while. So once it is completely dry to the touch, maybe after an hour, I turned it around and sprayed the other side, left it for another hour and sprayed it again to get an even finish. And while that dries, my next piece to fix is this beautiful crystal bowl. It's actually a fruit bowl, punch bowl, whatever that you want to call it. And the feet, the pedestal, is actually broken. I got this from Pure Home and Living a couple of years ago. It is a very beautiful piece. I also have a vase in the same pattern. I was so heartbroken when I saw this piece had broken off. I had no idea how this happened. It was in the kitchen and it just the last I know that it was broken. And if I just stick it together, I know its structural integrity is going to be compromised and that broken line is going to be seen. So I'm going to stick it first and then probably see what remedy can be done so that I don't have to see that ugly seam on the pedestal. I'm using the quick fix. It can be used on glass leather, and I happen to have the same size as the bottom, a fabric coaster. I was planning to cut a piece of fabric for it, but then I realized if this fits perfectly, why not use the coaster itself. After I clean the bottom really well, I'm going to apply the Fevikwik on the glass portion and then stick the coaster immediately on it. Fevikwik is an instant glue and it also generates some amount of heat. Even though I know that Fevikwik is an instant glue and it sticks almost immediately once you press something down, I just had to put something heavy on it, like a pair of stone coasters, and leave it there for a few minutes. Once I was convinced that it was dry, it was time to flip it over and fix the broken piece. Here I not only had to fix the broken piece to the actual pedestal, I had to also stick it to the bottom and in the first attempt. Both had to be done together. So the first thing I did was apply the Fevikwik on the glass and then some of it to the fabric and just held the piece together. Here you can see that once I press the thing together, it looks like it wasn't broken at all. But then once it was dry, I saw that the seam where the glass was held together or stuck together was very clearly visible. So I had to remedy that and I decided to do some gold leaf on it instead of painting or doing decoupage. I taped the bottom of the stem because I did not want the decoupage glue, the gilding glue to be stuck to the stem. I wanted a nice clear seam there. And then I went about applying one coat of gilding glue. You can actually see the seam there where I've applied the glue. So the idea is to gold leaf it and also cover the seam and make it look like it wasn't broken at all. I remember as a kid, whenever something broke, we always fixed it. We had glue, polish, whatever that is needed, or we would take it to the market and get somebody to fix it for us. And I wonder, when did we go from being conscious and conserving to a use and throw culture? Anyway, I've applied a nice thin layer of gilding glue on the surface of the glass. If you want a detailed video on how to gold leaf, I have it linked here on top right corner for you. What I'm going to use here is an imitation gold leaf and not real gold leaf, which the Tanjore painting guys use. I'm going to continue using the imitation gold leaf as long as I get used to using it well. And then probably for some piece I'm going to do a 24 karat gold leaf. Let's see. Gold leafing technique is pretty simple. You get something called as the gilding glue, which is different from your regular glue. You clean the surface that you have to apply gold leaf and then apply a thin layer of the gilding glue on it. Then you have to wait until the gilding glue gets tacky and dries a little bit. It'll be dry to the touch, but you'll know that it's sticky. That's when you take the gold leaf and start applying it. Then you use a makeup brush and push the gold leaf down so that it holds on to the glue. And then you wait 24 hours and then brush away the excess and see if you want to apply another layer of gold leaf on it. I was thinking I will do another layer of gold leaf on it, but then I realized the distressed look looks good, so I'm just brushing off the excess and letting this. Our spice boxes have dried overnight, almost 24 hours now, and it looks like a nice little pink. You can see I'm in my pink era with the pink tablecloth and the pink candle stand. Now it's time to remove the masking tape. I love the chalk effect of the pink, I'm glad that it's not that shiny pink color. And since I had taped the inside of the lid and um, the place where it's going to be tightly fixed, I know I won't have any problem putting the lids back together. And peeling the tape and revealing the clean surface inside is actually a very satisfying thing to watch. Whenever you attempt a DIY in your home, always spend time preparing the DIY, preparing the piece well so that there is a good foundation, and then finish your piece well so that it looks absolutely professional. I want to add a little more detail to this little pink jars. While in school, we've all done those temporary Lambani tattoos on our faces, placing those dots. So I'm taking inspiration from that, and this time making the dots white because I don't want a very jarring contrast on the pink, and making these tiny little 4 dots. How adorable does that look? I'm going to do that on all 4 sides of the round, if that made any sense. But yes. Also, please acknowledge the mess on my working table. There's a hair clip, there are earphones, there's a lamp waiting, there's a plant on the other side of the book. You know, a working studio is never clean and tidy, and sometimes it's so hard to get rid of all of the things that I'm working on and then just have one thing there. So if you see a picture perfect studio, then it's all staged. Very little work happens there. My studio is that place where I have 100 pretty things and 100 things around, and it piles up, and there's a day when I am completely overwhelmed, and then I go crazy and clean everything up in one go and make it picture perfect staged, and then I start the process again of dirtying it, messing it up, working in it until I go crazy again. The last step of this process is to stick our little acrylic rounds back. I was trying to get rid of the yellowness of 2 of those, but was pretty unsuccessful. So I'm going to use Fevibond. Fevibond is something, it's brown glue, rubber glue. You use Fevibond when you stick 2 different materials together. So here I have the metallic finish on the lid, and then the disc itself is acrylic. So Fevibond it will be. I have been thinking of doing a DIY for newbies kind of video where I talk about glue, paints, tools and little knickknacks. Let me know if you'd like me to make that video. Once I got the glue to squeeze out, I just applied a thin layer around inside the lid and then placed the little round disc and pressed it together so that the glue sticks in between the 2 layers. DIY is really fun and easy if you know what to use where and how much, and these tiny little tricks and tips are something that go a long way. The tablecloth that you see in the background is actually a single blanket that I found in DMart. I somehow found the colors so beautiful that I picked it up. It cost me under 500, I think, maybe even $2.99 or $3.99, and it's already been washed twice, and it makes the perfect tablecloth for my little DIY dining table. Once my jars were ready, it was time to put all the spices back together. The gold leaf also has been drying for a couple of days. It's time to remove the tape and clean it up. Here is the final result. If I had just stuck the glass together, it would have been very obvious that it's a broken piece, but by doing the gold leaf, I've not only masked the seam but also given it a new design direction. And as you can see, it has already been put to use. It's grape season in Bangalore. We have a lot of grape vineyards here, and it's filled with local grapes. And my spice jars look bright and pink and happy. If you have any more video requests, please do let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one.